pretty much doubled. It definitely took a step forward with winning the pro card, but it took a huge step forward in terms of leads. And I do think that like by the end of July, that should be tripled where it was. If you were like me in a 3 to 5K a month, you're trying to figure out how you can get more leads and get more clients.
Welcome back to AR Podcast. My name is Mike Crowson, the CEO and co-founder of AR Funnel. And I have here the new IFBB Pro, Mr. Josh, dude. First of all, man, congratulations on winning that. I know we just talked about the story of that. But, dude, what an opportunity that is very rare for people to get, man. And so everybody probably listening to this understands what it takes to do that and what you've been able to accomplish, man. So first off, hats off to you. Congratulations again, man.
Thank you, brother. I really appreciate it. It's an awesome feeling to, I hopped into a show 5 weeks early and walked out with a pro card. I didn't tell anybody I was doing it. And it was just like an awesome experience to kind of have it happen the way it did. Everything just fell in line. Blessed beyond belief to actually have it happen. So I'm extremely excited about it and can't wait to get back into the off season, grow, and sooner or later do that pro debut.
All right, man. Well, I can tell you right now, if I win, I will not be prepping for a pro debut. It's I'm hanging it up. The 20-year-old me says that's enough. Also, my wife probably also will say that's enough. But, dude, I got to ask, because this is obviously funny. How long did it take you to put it in your bio?
I didn't want to, actually. I specifically chose not to on Saturday night. And then I got yelled at by my coach and my friend and my mom about putting it in the bio, and then got told you need to at least put it in the gym's bio that is owned by an IFBB Pro. So I would say it took me like 12 hours or so from winning the card to being forced into actually doing it. Because everyone always makes that joke, right? They're like, oh, how long did it take you to turn around and put it in the bio? I was like, I want to take as long as humanly possible. I'm not IFBB Pro Josh Jefferson. I'm the Moses of Muscle. That's my moniker, so I'm used to
true.
that.
It's funny. So like here at Junior Nationals, there was a girl that came up to me and she was like, "Hey, you're Mike, right?" And I was like, "I am." She was like, "Paula, this is my wife, was my coach 3 years ago, and she convinced me to worked with me to get body recomp and like start this whole fitness journey. I'm competing today." And I was like, well, let me send her a picture. I take the picture. She goes on stage 5 minutes later, wins her pro card, right?
Nice.
And she came off and I was like, because I was like, I didn't expect that. And then all of a sudden I was like, I took your last amateur photo.
That's awesome.
I checked instantly, dude, within an hour. It was like IFBB Pro. And I was like, that's hilarious. I go, that bio didn't take long to change. She was like, not a second.
Yeah, see, I don't even think I realized it, to be honest with you. It was one of those things that it was like in my head up until this very day, in my head, I'm still in prep. I got a guy who goes here. His name's Malik. He's an awesome bodybuilder. He was competing at Universe, and the entire prep, it was, me and him. We're going to turn around. We're competing, and we're going to try and win the overall together, or we're going to compete in the overall together. Well, Malik is now 10 days out, and I am 20-something days post-show, 25. But I literally sat there and I was like, yo, to me, I'm still in prep. Nothing's changed. So until he wins his pro card, which I'll speak that into existence, he won't. Until he wins his pro card, he actually better, because I have those heavyweight chocolate bars sitting in my freezer. They're for him too. Like I'm holding him hostage until he wins it. But that's when I'll probably feel like, oh, wow, I really want a pro card. So it was such a surreal feeling that I flew home with it on my lap because I didn't want it to get bent up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Took a picture of it in New York City with it. It's a great picture. And I was just like, this is still weird, because you wake up and nothing changes, but also your approach to everything kind of changes, if that makes sense. You're now a professional to the outside world. You have to act like it. When somebody turns around and comes up to you and they're like, hey, what's it like to be a pro bodybuilder? You almost sit there for a second. You're like, all right, that's not my career, but like it is kind of what I'm now known for. This is my career to a degree. And I'm a sarcastic guy. I like to make jokes. So like we were talking about, me and a couple of guys were talking about training stuff, and somebody disagreed with me, and I kind of looked at him and I was like, yeah, I'm just a pro bodybuilder. I just get paid to do this. And like made the joke about it. And then I was like, oh, you can't make jokes like that anymore. Like as funny as it may seem, like you shouldn't do stuff like that. So, it's such a weird and interesting experience. But like again, I'm just eternally grateful. I'm excited to be able to go and get my ass kicked on a pro stage at some point. So whenever that happens.
And so, do you work with competitors or lifestyle people? Or like, who's the people that you love working with the most?
I love really like more earlier on competitors. I work with both. I work with lifestyle people. I work with competitors, but competitors who are earlier in their journey. Until he wins his and both of our preps are over, I feel like are the people that I get to mold kind of their bodybuilding experience. I didn't have the greatest start to bodybuilding. I had some coaches who were not quite the best in terms of like guiding me through the process. So it's something that I pride myself on is trying to educate the kids and like the people in general who are
Sure.
just getting into this, trying to learn as much as they can, trying to do this correctly, in a safe, healthy manner, but also like we're trying to win championships. We're not trying to, I come from a football background. The goal is never to come in second. Second is the first loser, as I won a second place pro card. So that's been a head case to begin with. But like, we are trying to show up and show out every single time. So I like working with the guys who are highly motivated, who are, hey, this is my first show, but I really want to show up like I'm a pro already. So lifestyle people,
Right.
I really love. I love the lifestyle people who are like really about this, right? They're not trying to turn around and say, oh, I had a late work meeting, so we went out for drinks last night and got hammered, and like that's why my check-in's late. It's like, no, like, hey man, you went out, you had a drink, that's fine, but like, let's still remember our goal. The goal should be the priority at the end of the day. That's what you're paying me for. That's what we're here for.
Yep. Right on. And so, how long you been coaching now?
I've been coaching for about 3.5 years now. I have been personal training for about 6. And there was a long period of imposter syndrome to where I did not believe that I should be coaching people because, again, I didn't have the best coaches coming in. I watched how they did things and I was like, I don't think I could do it like this. This doesn't make sense. So I educated myself. I went through a couple courses, Prescript, J3U, now Dom's Blueprint, but like a couple other things to just like learn as much as I really could about coaching in general. So once I felt versed enough to say, hey, I could handle this, I started coaching people and I found a true passion for it. It was probably, aside from playing football, it's the thing that I love the most about like my life now is I'm able to help people, from the mom of 3 kids who is, severely overweight and has some stuff come up in her health, to the younger kid who wants to step on stage for the first time and, he's fully locked in and we get him to absolutely bone dry, shredded and, taking home a gold medal on stage.
Who is your favorite type of client to work with, though? Like, who's like, this is it? Like,
Uh,
describe that person to me. What do they look like?
Probably about 20 to 24 years old, decent frame. Definitely can use some muscle. Not quite there yet, but like a younger, he's generally successful. He has a job, like a full-time job. But he just loves to come into the gym and absolutely try to kill himself. Like absolutely gets after it. I'd say I own a gym. So like I see these guys come in here
Mm-hmm.
and I see the ones who are sitting there on their phone in between sets. And I see the kid who's got a logbook, who is in the, big hoodie and the sweatpants, who has no intention of having a conversation with anyone. And you see him on the hack squat, getting after it, not talking to anyone, and absolutely just buries himself. Those are the people that I really love to work with because you don't have to motivate them. They're self-motivated. They're ready to go. And now they just need the guidance. And I love working with people like that.
What motivates you?
Oh, there's a lot of things. Realistically, I'm going to say I have a couple like darker answers that I like pull on when I need to. But the thing that motivates me the most is my mom. My mom fought for me since I was 3 years old, fought for me for custody, was a single mom. Try not to get too emotional here. She is my hero. She is everything to me. So she motivates me to do better on it every single day. Even if things are going wrong, I look at her and like the way she attacks her life and the way that she attacks trying to provide for, me, just herself, like anyone in the vicinity. That woman is different. She helped me build this place. Like the office I'm currently sitting in, she built pretty much by hand. I am not that handy. So she put the sheetrock up, she put the framing up, she built our posing room. She is a special, special
Wow.
person. And my hero, like I said. And the craziest part is like that's not what she did. She didn't work in construction or anything like that. She worked in corporate America for 30 years. She retired from corporate America and just decided to start like a landscaping business to where she does it herself. It's not even like a real business. She goes out and mows people's lawns and weed whacks. Does a damn good job at it too.
Just
So,
she basically, so she left corporate to follow freedom, passion, fulfillment, entrepreneurship, capitalism. and just
Yeah.
out here doing it.
Yeah, so she loves real estate. So she was already doing real estate while doing corporate America, and then she
Yep.
decided like I'm gonna go full in on real estate. And I think that with her specifically, she doesn't love real estate as much as she loves the process of real estate. The building, the fixing, the beautification. I'll never tell her that because I don't want her to turn around and start just doing that because I see the fulfillment that she gets from like fixing problems.
Yep.
And it almost doesn't feel like work to her. So like she needs to keep that. But yeah, she is like I said, she's just special. She's a workaholic. She loves it. She loves to just get after it. So she is my main motivator. I have a bunch of videos on my Instagram where like she's actually the one spotting me because like I know if she's there, I'm not failing. There's no shot. I've seen her do too much for me to fail.
Wow. That's pretty neat, man. That's pretty neat.
Thank you.
It's always cool to hear like how somebody is motivated, and no one has mentioned their mom. It might be usually it's either a dad piece or for me it was an uncle who was a bodybuilder, right? So it's really neat for like to really hit home that hard.
Yeah, she is
That's rad.
I also get like I'm gonna say, yeah, we all are 50-50 of like our dad and our mom, but like I would legitimately say I'm like 90% my mom. When I don't have a beard, me and her look identical. Like bone structure is similar to hers, except she's 5'3" and I'm 6'1". We still don't know where that came from. But like how she's built, like how wide her shoulders are in comparison to her waist, how small her joints are, all of those things are like very similar to me. Even her metabolism. The woman doesn't get hungry. And then when she is hungry, she'll eat, 2 slices of pizza and like a Whopper and fries and wake up 4 pounds lighter the next day. And I'm like, yo, you're 120 pounds. How did that happen? So she's a small woman, but like she gave me all of the gifts that I have. The most important one is definitely between the ears. That woman's brilliant.
So where is your gym located?
Long Island, New York, Mineola. Trying to think of the best landmark. The best landmark is probably, I'm going to say, the #2 school in the nation for lacrosse, Chaminade High School. The only reason I'm saying it's #2 in the nation is because my rival high school is #1 in the nation, which is St. Anthony's. But it's like right down the road. It's 0.2 miles from here. So anybody who is interested in lacrosse, you would know where Chaminade is, and it's right there.
Yeah, I have a big lacrosse following.
Yeah, you never know. So, what's funny is like I've found now that like bodybuilding in general always have one sport that they are diehard about, whether it's football, basketball, hockey, and for some it's like college lacrosse because a lot of those dudes are meatheads.
Yeah.
So, like I've known some college lacrosse players who are like the biggest juice heads I've ever met in my life.
That's funny. Well, I could also see that being frat.
Yeah, exactly. So like big juice
Chad.
heads, and like exactly. He's from Long Island, and like you look at this kid, and he is the typical Chad, except he's like 240 pounds and plays professional lacrosse. So you know what? Like massive.
Yeah,
human
there's nothing that's within like a jack dude like can run and be agile.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just something that's different. Like
No,
they're
special. Like Aaron Donald, and also like there's a kid. His name's Connor Farrell. You want to see not a real human being. That is a mutant. I don't want to see that anywhere.
So what's next? The Moses of Muscle. Where are we going this year? Were you competing? You can make a debut. 2028. What's the plan?
So we kind of stepped off stage and pretty much immediately said like, hey, we got a decision to make because the original plan was, who puts on 26 pounds of muscle in one off season while moving a gym in better condition? That's not normal. We kind of just sat there and said like, hey, if we put together half the off season we just did, we're not making weight.
Sure.
So we're going to shoot for pushing this as hard as we can in this off season. And if we don't, we push for open. We'll just turn around, we'll diet, and, if we got 5 to 10 pounds to still take off, hey, we'll just rebound out of that, and we'll see where we go. If we turn around and we get to, the 234 cap or 240, and I'm in shape, all right, well, we just did 7 pounds in 4 days. We could do that again. And then we'll do a debut probably late summer of 27.
What's the weight cap for classic at the pro level for you?
234.
34. Okay, what'd you have to make to get the pro card?
224.
Okay, so it's a 10-pound bump.
Yep. And I was at weigh-ins 222.6. I stepped on the scale there with no shirt on and the lightest shorts that I could find.
Sure.
Donald in the alleyway? Nah, I'm good. That's a freak.
But you also like had
Uh,
an unconventional cut because it was like really last minute. So like
yeah,
technically you probably could have been leaner, right?
mhm, absolutely. I probably could have
Because you
dropped
had
another four or
you were
five
currently
pounds.
5 weeks out.
Yeah,
So you weren't necessarily trying. So it was like a really last minute botched effort to like make the weight. You had a bunch of different circumstances from like food and stomach approach, right? So like I feel like you could put on some solid tissue and then like obviously do the last 5 weeks like you're supposed to and make some serious like oomph with it. So
oh yeah.
I think you
I think
definitely
I can
could
make a
come in and
classic
make some
cap one more
noise.
time. I think I can make a classic cap if I turn around and I did it this year. But I don't think that it's long for me. So it's one of those things
Oh
that it's
yeah,
like, am
I would
I?
say 27. I agree with that.
Yeah, if I want to
Yeah,
compete in 27, I think I can make that classic cap. If
yeah,
we say I'm not going to compete in 28 until 28, even early 28, I think that it's going to be like skin of the teeth if we make it. I
sure.
might have to sacrifice some tissue, and that's
Yeah.
not really the goal. I love bodybuilding, the aspect of progression. It's why I love coaching too. Is like there's constant progress as long as you put the effort in. So if I
That's,
get
that's
to
an interesting. I guess it's not interesting, but it's like end of the day, it's like, what do you want, right? So like for me, like if it doesn't work out in classic, and it's like going to bodybuilding is not even an option that I'm even going to consider because I don't want to carry that weight.
right,
Like I know how hard it was to sit at 250 at 5'11" or 5'10" and a half or whatever. It's like that sucked. Like,
hmm
like I couldn't take a nap because I couldn't fall asleep before snoring and wake me up, or just like the lethargic feeling. And I wasn't even like I wasn't fat, just heavy, and like heavy's hard. That became the
yeah,
main focus for me. Is like I wouldn't even bother or even think about it, and that's because that's a personal choice for me. Is like I just don't want to do it. I'm also got a few years on you as well, so
yeah.
36. It's like I don't want to hold that weight anymore because I know how it feels and how I, from a health and enjoyment standpoint. Don't get me wrong, love being big, but like hate feeling heavy.
I 100% agree with you. That's me still over 260. But luckily, I played my college football between 230 and 250. So I've been around about this weight for a good part of the last 10 years. So
Yeah.
thankfully, because I'm so used to being around about this heavy, it doesn't feel quite as heavy. I still feel agile enough. Dude, I had to chase after my dog one of the nights we were moving the gym. She found a cat, took off. The 60-pound 2-year-old pit bull. And I took off right after her and I caught that damn dog from behind. So I was like, you know what? I can still run a little bit. I did wake
Jeez.
up the next day and my hamstrings were shot.
I
I
bet.
don't want to ever have to do that again, but I could if I had to.
Sure. It's something I don't think a lot of people realize is that new weight is hard, right? If you hold it, it's like then like your body starts to adjust. Blood pressure comes down, fatigue comes down, all those things. Like, but that new weight is difficult.
hmm
And when we're pushing to that level, it's like the goal is always to have new weight, which means that your body doesn't get used to holding that weight because we're always trying to make that scale move, right? So yeah, it's interesting. And I, like probably agree with this too as being coach. Like everybody it's affected differently. Some people can handle the weight and put on 30 pounds in a year and blood pressure doesn't change. Some people put on 5 pound, blood pressure matches 5 points.
Yep.
It's just the
Yeah. It's
genetic makeup in which we're given, right? So to put on 35 pounds in a year, like that's remarkable. Like that's purely like blessed with amazing genetics to be able to do that, hold that, and be healthy at the same time. Like that's incredible. Incredible.
yeah. It's an absolutely wild experience, to be honest with you. To turn around and say, like, I competed at Universe in 25 at 198 and then barely made weight for junior USAs. And that was 10 months. So like when
That's
I sit
nuts.
back and I was mid universe, I was leaner at junior USAs. So when I sit there and I like think about the true totality of like I put on like 26 pounds of straight up just muscle tissue and it looked like a completely different bodybuilder on stage. I'm like, oh yeah, if I do half of that, technically I wouldn't be making weight. That's just absurd to me. Uh,
Yeah.
a year ago, I was like, oh, yeah, I had 26 pounds. That's a lot of tissue. I got plenty of time. Now it's like, hey, listen, you don't make weight this time. You have to put on 40 pounds of muscle because you have to stand on stage around 270 to even remotely look like the guys who are your height. Because my height is Quentin Araya. My height is Andrew Jack, Sampson. Like, those are big dudes. So if I
Yeah.
wanted to even look remotely competitive, That's a 330 off season. I'm 250 right now. Another 80 pounds sounds miserable. So, but hey, maybe in 2 years
It's
it won't sound
gnarly
bad.
to think about.
Yeah,
It's like for
it's
me to be
insane. It's
competitive at
wild.
levels, like I got to be 300 pounds. I'm good.
Yeah, it's we'll see, because you never know too, because like, hey, I say if my waist stays this size and I put on an extra 30 pounds of tissue based off of the last showing, I might be okay. It might look right. My
Yeah,
waist stays very small, so as long as I can keep it nice and tight, we might be all right.
that's the secret.
Yeah, exactly. Make everything build out from there, and then we'll be good to go.
Yep.
So
Dude, what's your favorite body part to train?
legs, easy. It's not even a question. The reason it's legs is because it was the thing that the judges told me was the thing holding me back. And I'm highly motivated by doubt. Highly motivated by doubt. So if someone tells me I can't do something, I am going to do everything that I can until I'm dead to get there.
So let's dive into that because I find that interesting. The amount of energy you put on proving somebody else wrong. What do you
It's
think
not
when I
proving
say that
somebody else
statement?
wrong. I think that's wrong. The wrong say. I don't want
Okay.
to ever say that I'm trying to prove somebody else wrong. I'm trying to prove myself right. If you're saying I can't do something, you firmly believe that, that's fine. But if I believe I can, I'm going to go until I prove that I can. So it's more of the aspect of me saying I want to prove I believe in myself, that if somebody told me, "Hey, your legs are what's holding you back." Okay. Well, I don't believe that my legs will hold me back in the future, so I'm going to prove that. It's more so betting on myself than it
Mhm.
is trying to doubt somebody else, and I will bet on myself every single time. That's probably one of the best lessons that my mom ever taught me, honestly, is that if you turn around and it's the odds are in your favor, but you have a chance to change the odds. Make sure that you do everything you can to change them.
Yeah, I find it interesting
The
what
house
motivates
wins.
people. What'd
The
you say?
house wins until you.
It's true. That's true. You love to win or hate to lose?
I hate to lose.
I kind of had a feeling.
Yeah, I hate to lose. I'll tell you the God's honest truth. I played Pee Wee football from the time I was 3 years old. My mom got me into the league early because I was too aggressive for soccer. And my Pee Wee football, I think, went from the time I was 6 to when I remember actually playing to the time I was 13. I think we went 0-70. I don't think we ever won a game. And I remember being pissed and like crying after every single game because of how angry I was that we lost. I hold one of our losses on my head to this day because I punted the ball to the kid who returned it for a touchdown. I was supposed to punt the ball out of bounds. I boomed this thing, and it just barely didn't go out of bounds. It like stayed 1 yard in bounds. Kid picked it up, reverse field, scored a touchdown. We tied this game because I then made a stop when they went for the 2 point conversion. We didn't have a rule where you could kick the field goal in this. So I made the stop, and I remember I was in tears as I made the stop because I was just so angry.
Where do
So
you think that stems from?
I think that comes from just watching somebody, and it gets into my mom. I'm trying not to get too emotional. Watching my mom fight for so long, fight for every little thing to, provide for me while I was growing up. Whether it was like going to court with my father or us losing our house, being homeless for a while, watching her turn around and work her ass off to make sure that like I was taken care of, and watching all the things that the devil put in her path to turn around and deter her. You know what I mean? Like she just sat there and she got thrown one thing after another, just keep getting back up. Knocked down 7 times, get up 8. Like she did not stop. So I hate to lose because you only lose when you quit. You only lose when you stop trying. So I'll never stop trying for that reason. I've seen her turn around and do it. I've seen her turn around and, all the odds stacked against her. Like we lost our house when during the custody type of thing, and she was upset. Obviously, I remember it like it was yesterday, but she took it on the chin and picked it up and moved on. You got. I've always been told growing up, you got 24 hours to be upset about something, then you got to get the fuck on. Sorry if I'm
Mm,
not supposed to curse on here, but
you're good.
that's literally the slogan in our household is like, you got 24 hours, be upset about it. And it goes the same for being happy about something. You got 24 hours, then you got to start moving in the direction. You got to figure out what the next move is. Stagnation is the enemy of progress. And I want to keep progressing. I don't want to ever be stagnant.
What's the goal of progression? What's the goal outcome of it for you personally?
I don't know if I have a goal outcome for progression. I always just want to keep moving forward. I always want to learn something new. I always want to figure something out that's different. I say it all the time on some of the podcasts that I'm on. I think in theories. I don't exactly think from experience or think from, a textbook. I think in theories. So
Sure.
a lot of times it comes down to like bodybuilding, drugs, training, things like that. But like if something is this way and something else is this way, but they can correlate together, then why not? And that's progress to me, is like figuring out the why nots. So I think that me consistently trying to understand why nots is progress. And I mean, it's actually part of my next tattoo that I'm going to get is WNM, which is why not me? Because why not? Why that way? If you don't try to find out the answer, you'll never figure it out.
I like it, man. Well, dude, with the business side of everything you got going on, what's your envision for the next year, 2, 5?
All right, so I would love to be able to go fully online in the next year. In the next 6 months, I would like to be able to say that I can work as a full-time online coach. Part of that is saying that I work as a full-time online coach from inside of this office, because I love being at my gym. But I would like to not have to personal train or, be at the front desk, hire somebody to work the front desk, be inside these four walls of this gym, because this is where I love to be. This was built by, the slogan of the gym is built for us, built by us, quite literally built by us. Again, my mother helped build this place, so I take a lot of pride in it. But I'd like to be in a year full-time full-time online. 2 years, I would like to be able to hire, either an assistant coach or 2 assistant coaches, and win a pro for a kid. I think that's going to happen next year or so. Junior USA's were coming.
Let's go.
Yeah, he decided last week that's the show he wants to try and win that pro debut at, and I go, hell yeah, we're going back to Charleston. I'll rebook this hotel room. So we're shooting for that. And then realistically, business wise, I would like to be able to tell my mom genuinely that like she no longer needs to work, and that if she wants to retire, like fully, not do the real estate stuff, not do the landscaping stuff, she's good to go. Like I can move her down to a house in the Bahamas and she don't have to worry about a thing ever again. And I think genuinely, nose to the grindstone, working my ass off, I could do that in the next 2 years. 5 years from now, continue just progressing. I have like revenue marks that I would love to turn around and hit, but it's less about revenue than it is about like helping a certain amount of people. The revenue marks are just in conjunction with the price of the coaching more than it is I want to be able to I would really love to be able to help like 200 people in a year between me and the other coaches that I would have around me. That's like a true goal of mine, is to say like in 1 year, I helped 200 people change their lives, and, or my team helped 200 people change their lives.
Sure. Well, so how long have you been with AR now?
I have been with AR since, I want to say it was late March. So just about 3 months now.
Okay. And I always like to ask this, is like, what was your hesitation before signing up with AR?
So I was going to sign up in, I believe, September. I think that's when me and you had our first call. And I had 2 problems. One was I did not have a ton of time. And 2 was, as I told you, I was moving the gym. And I had not told anybody I was moving the gym. So I had to figure that out. And then I pretty much joined AR as soon as that was like settled. So we moved it in November. We had our grand opening in January. The first 2 months were hectic as all hell. And then I pretty much joined after that. So.
And where was your online business when you first joined? What was your revenue?
Right around 3K.
Okay. And then starting now, it's been 90 days, give or take. Where are we at roughly now?
Pretty much doubled. It definitely took a step forward with winning the pro card.
For sure.
But it took a huge step forward in terms of leads. And I do think that like by the end of July, that should be tripled where it was when I first started, just simply because I have a lot of leads now. There's a lot of eyes. My Instagram page has like 520,000 impressions per month or something along those lines right now. I'm pretty off the dashboard. So
now we just have to capitalize on all that traffic.
Yeah,
I think there's so many competitors that are coaches that are like, or they have a lot of great talent competing that year. And it's like, well, let me wait till after this season. And I view it from this standpoint. I'm like, why would I wait to buy the machines and get the team ready to pick the crops after the crops are like, no, you got to like prepare. Like you got to get it while it's getting good. It's like, you can't wait till the season ends to start collecting traffic. It's like, no, you should have been collecting it the whole time. Every time you post this trophy, every time you post this transformation. So it's one of those things where it works best when they coincide with the other. You can't build the system after the season. It's like, because then your page falls, and like bodybuilder's worst time is when? November, December. But it's like that's when we want to set it up that it doesn't make any sense. And so for us, it's like we want to capitalize on them coming in from there. He's up next. You know Dylan Wells?
No, not well.
He's in the Mike White, Dom Kuza, same group.
Okay.
Super smart guy. Nice dude.
I'm about him right when we get off of here.
So the opportunity to have them coincide together is the most important thing, in my opinion, because it's usually it's like the chicken and the egg. It's like, do I get a funnel now or do I get leads? And it's like the question I always say is like, well, can you get leads if you don't have a funnel? So it's like, which one's more important first? And it's like the foundation is more important, because even if you did get the leads, it's like, then where are they going to go? The same system currently doesn't actually produce leads. So it's usually like build the house, like set the foundation, then build the house on top of it is what I like to say, which is why now it's like you've been able to essentially like pretty much double income in 90 days because like we have a structure and a strategy attached to like how you're going out and doing the thing. Because if you didn't have the thing now, the system, it would be like you make the post, you get the views, but like you might not capitalize on the traffic as much because the system isn't what it needs to be. You know what I'm saying? So what's been your biggest like, hey, this has been the biggest game-changing thing inside my business with the AR software as a whole?
I would say the simplicity of the onboarding process. So when someone goes from application to filling out the contract, once that's done already, a lot of the job is just fulfillment, and that's why we coach. Like I love the programs. I make my training programs are highly detailed. They take me like straight uninterrupted hour and a half to type out just the notes of the program, which I could probably make better by using other ways of doing it, not just typing into an Excel. But I like that personalization for every single person and using analogies that I know they understand. So the fulfillment opportunity and not having to worry about, oh, did the payment go through? Oh, did they sign the contract? Oh, did they fill out the application form? Is XYZ in order? I just get to skip all that part. And it's, hey, I get to go and do the thing that I truly love to do, which is coach.
So we're talking about organization, time, and not dropping the ball on contracts or getting them to the next place. And that has nothing to do with revenue, but everything to do with hours back inside the business. That's what's really cool. What I like about what we do is A, I'm getting you more organized, or B, like your job make more money. But at the same time, because you do one or the other also happens. Right. Become more organized, you make more money. How about that? And then it's like you make more money and you become more organized at the same time. So they're both going to happen. It's usually coach comes in either going, I've got to buy back some time, or they're like, I need to make some more money. And what's really cool about it is the same product that we do delivers both.
Absolutely.
What would you say to a coach? What would you say to a coach that's doing that 3-5K a month? What would you tell them? And they're thinking about putting a system like AR inside their business.
You have nothing to lose. If you me in a 3 to 5K a month, you're trying to figure out how you can get more leads and get more clients, but you're also spending a lot of time trying to fulfill all of the little tasks. When you're able to just dedicate your time to the fulfillment of the actual program, coaching your people, and then the extra time that you would be doing the other stuff to create content, to create leads, to then get the people into your business, you're going to grow your business. You're going to give yourself the opportunity to actually take something off your plate and give back to your people. Realistically, the less you have to do on a day-to-day basis in terms of the back end stuff, the more you're able to help the people that are actually either going to get you your next client or that you're genuinely give a damn about.
That's good. That's good. Man, I appreciate you coming on here and look forward to seeing you in a few weeks at the next show. Sure. Congrats on the Pro Card again, man. Josh, it's been a pleasure. I'm gonna have to meet your mom one day. She seems like one hell of a woman.
Oh, she is whenever you call. I mean, I might universe with me, especially if Dom Carter's there. That is like one of her favorite people in the world. Her and Dom hit it off when I did universe the first year, and now they're homies. So if he shows up, then she will most likely be there. So I'll let you know if she winds up coming with me.
All right, Josh, dude, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, man.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.